It is January 17th. Michael Vaughn with Lee Barker. Now, Lee, I want to talk about Bruell, the gold exploration project you have in Quebec, because when I go on some of those online chat rooms, they're all saying, Barker's out of his mind. What's he doing this for? He should just be sitting back waiting for VRB to come in. He's wasting his time out there.
Well, Mike, it's a good question. Obviously, people seem to think that it's detracting from the other businesses that we've been working on, principally on the vanadium side. But we got involved in Bruell for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's in Canada. We can raise money for it with flow-through. A portion of that money, obviously, is usable by us for overheads and admin to run the company. But number two, the Canadian dollar at 75 cents makes gold projects and potential gold mine development in Canada very economic, because you're selling gold at US dollars and you're paying your costs out in a 25% discount to that price. So gold mines in Canada at $1,300 gold roughly at current prices and 75-cent Canadian dollars can be very successful.
Now, I understand that, but from the geology point of view, why did you find
this is the third reason. On the technical side, we recognized the Burwell Project as a bit of a sleeper. There had been no work done there for 12 years before we picked it up. There are 3 shafts on the property. There's a historical small resource of about 100,000 ounces that can be reported. And we believe that the historical exploration, which is not just a little bit, there's a fair bit of work had been done, had focused on these high-grade gold veins, whereas we're looking at larger, wider zones of lower grade mineralization that can be developed economically. And we did locate one of those zones in our program that finished up just before Christmas. Much wider and much more continuous than the previous known mineralization. And so that's what we're focusing on now. And we've only really done any work on one of the 3 areas on the property that we believe requires additional work. So that's why we're there. And you know, I don't discount the fact that other people think that we're doing something offside. That's their interpretation. But from a corporate standpoint, having that project and the ability to technically find success and to raise money on it is a benefit for our company.
The question is it a distraction of your time? Are you taking your eye off the VRB ball?
No, not at all. I'm a director of VRB. And I'm continuing actually to work to assist VRB in finding sources of vanadium and also in sales. So that on the VRB side, when you only have really two active interest levels in a corporation, we don't have a problem with devoting a rational amount of time to each one. And on the Bruell side, we have our own team of drillers. As you know, we own a drilling company of our own. And we have a consulting geologist who I've worked with for over 30 years that's more than capable of looking after a lot of the technical things.
Okay, back to VRB for a minute. They have announced they've commissioned the second big battery in China.
Yes, that's correct. They finished the commissioning of the third unit of this 12 megawatt hour system in Hubei province. And this now is the largest operating flow battery in China ever built. Successfully operating. It is larger than, of course, the 8 megawatt hour one, which was done in 2016 for the state grid. But this is for a private organization, and this battery is what we call a Gen 2 system. It's different than the original large battery. It's more compact, it's more efficient, and it's the benchmark now for the new sales that we're generating. And the success of this battery in China and the lack of somewhat reduction in the lack of competition in China from other makers is going to give China, with its government recognition of vanadium flow batteries and the necessity to use them and the directorate to use them by renewable energy projects, is going to give us a real benefit in China.
Now, you're not going to spill the beans, but I mean, when can we expect VRB to announce more sales?
Well, certainly we're negotiating at the moment sales and placement of units into places like South Africa, Australia, Taiwan, Korea, potentially in the US, And in fact, we are looking at the possibility of even something in Canada where there's been a project proposed by Ontario Hydro for Aboriginal settlements. And so all of those things are in the works. Several of them in China as well are very large, in the 200 megawatt hour category. The expansion of the project that we just finished commissioning in Hubei province up to 100 megawatt hours is very real. And obviously we will be the contractor of choice to build those installations, because we have the success story now that we've proven that our technology and our equipment and our installations are functioning properly.
Lee, it's always interesting to hear from you. Thanks for your time.
Oh, you're
Come back
welcome.
again soon.
Well, we will, Mike, and hopefully we have some more news on the vanadium mining front. We're actively pursuing acquisition of a number of vanadium resource mining licenses in other areas. So we'll work on that and hopefully have more news soon.